having that, but that's hard to get because I can't have one. I think it's a problem. I don't think they really existed. They really existed. I have one. But yeah, that's something that would be pretty cool to own. But yeah, I don't think I can get my hands on one of those. Yeah, I think it'd be over 30 years old if it still existed. But tomorrow I got work, and that's about all I gotta say. But yeah, yeah, we'll see what happens. Hello, what's up? Just having some fun right now. Just having some fun. Thought I'd kill some time, have a little bit of fun. It's 5 o'clock right now, so I thought I'd have a little bit of fun. So I'm just killing some time right now, having some fun killing all the time.
The world feels more unpredictable every day. From natural disasters to rising global tensions, it's
Ooh, that's gonna suck. Give me a second here, guys. I'm trying to fix something here. And the time is about up for something. Within 3 hours, something will be in 3 hours. Under 3 hours from now, the time will be up for something that's supposed to happen. Something bad will happen in under 3 hours, which we don't have to worry about right now because it doesn't involve us, but it might involve us. So in 2 hours and 43 minutes, something is going to happen. Something bad is going to happen.
So, we are seeing, again, YouTube 58% yes, Twitch 64%
So we'll see what
yes.
happens. But right now, nothing else is happening. We have to worry about right now.
Over time, the viewers, I think we've asked some sort of version of this poll 3 times, and people are, every time we do it, more people say yes.
So we got.
Matthew on record says stop playing and get this over with. We could be back here at some point doing the exact same stream in the future.
Right now it's 5:18 p.m. East Coast time. But yeah, we got less than 3 hours before something big is going to happen.
Too many
Hello.
have been extended. Hey, thanks to God.
So we'll see what happens. But hello.
Cannot back
All right. Yes, went to the.
It's back against the
I was just
wall.
on Gender Free TV, real quick, looking at
Have to
something.
follow through.
The deadline is in. We have a deadline to keep it under 3 hours
The
because
entire world. Wow, got me some.
we might be having a surprise in under 3 hours. So I'm going to change this off at Gender Free TV, and we'll change some stuff on YouTube and answer you guys' questions. I'll just look it up something real quick, and it doesn't look good. I live in the United States. I was looking at Agenda TV for a second.
Hello there.
It's gonna be great.
What's up, Insats? Welcome to my channel. So today we've got another Hell of a Short. So today I'm going to be reacting to Hell of a Box Shorts, episode 10, Mission. It's Chad's funeral. Okay, so Chad died like a while ago. So I'm just curious when this takes place in the timeline. Did it just take that long for the to get a funeral? I don't know. So this should be interesting. It's a 6-minute long run.
I'm not watching it. I've been watching the shorts because they're just not as good as they used to be. I mean, that one guy's nuts.
Hey guys, Lydia here, and today
I don't know who you are, but I'm not watching you. So right now we're just having some fun right now, guys. We're just watching some random stuff online. We're just having fun. That's about it. We're having some fun right now. We're just killing time right now, having some fun right now. And that's about it. Ooh. Ooh, that'd be interesting to see. I'm reacting to random videos, talking to you guys, answering questions. Found a special. That looks horrible. Hey, I have the telephone. Don't use a cell phone. Use a landline. I still have a landline that works.
I recently got a comment from someone named Cayman on one of my videos. The comment was long and detailed, and it basically laid out a theory that Jax might actually be female in real life. They pointed out the maid outfit scene, the way Jax clutches his body when his skin gets stripped off, the sarcastic comment about straight couples, and even a parallel to an anime called Paxine, where the main character is trapped in a virtual world, presents as male the entire time, and turns out to be a girl in the real world. And what really stood out to me was remembering that Jax was originally designed as a female character, before Gooseworks swapped his role with Tommy during development. So I went and did my own research on this theory, and honestly, the more I dug into it, the more evidence I
Huh.
found, and things Gooseworks has said about herself, and about this character specifically, and it all points to
My
the
baby. How's my baby
possibility
kitty
that
doing, huh?
everyone is talking about. Jax might not be who we think he
I have
is.
I have 3 cats.
Before I even get into in-show evidence, there's something I need to point out. Gooseworks keeps putting Jax in feminine situations as a joke over and over again. For the merch, like this, like this art she drew 6 months ago, and a lot more. And Jax is Gooseworks' favorite character. If this was any other character, you could call it fan service, or just Gooseworks messing around. But this is the character she has literally called her self-insert. This is the character she said she designed to be everything she likes in characters. And Gooseworks herself is trans femme. So when a creator who is a trans woman keeps feminizing the character she says represents her the most, at some point you gotta ask yourself if that's still just a running gag, or if she's been telling us something this whole time. It's confirmed that during development, Jax was originally a female character, and Pomni was originally male. They got gender swapped at some point before the pilot. Nobody really asked the obvious follow-up, which is, why did she swap them in the first place? And did she actually fully commit to making Jax male? Or did she keep pieces of the original female version baked into his character on purpose? She said that everyone in the show has a reason for why they act the way they do, and that Jax is a troubled character, whose past will come out later. And she said that nobody in the circus likes Jax, and that no one deserves to be trapped there more than him. That last one really stands out to me, because if Jax is someone who is struggling with who they are, someone whose family didn't accept them, someone who found freedom in being able to pick who they wanted to be inside the circus, then the circus isn't really a prison for Jax, the way it is for everyone else. It's the one place where Jax gets to exist as whoever Jax wants to be. And that would explain why Jax smashed the red button in episode 7.
Now he's from
that he was
Funko.
trapped. Not because he's a selfish jerk, but because he doesn't want to go back to a world where he can't be himself. In episode 6, during the conversation where Jax talks about being the funny one, he says to Pomni, "You can be anything here." If Jax literally reinvented his entire identity when he entered the circus, then that line is way more personal than it sounds. Then there's the line from episode 6, when Pomni and Jax were arguing, and Jax says,
You're coming on to me? Yeah, that's what everybody wants. A straight couple.
God, can you take this seriously?
"Oh, a straight couple, just what everyone wants," with the heaviest sarcasm he's used in the entire
Thanks.
And
I'm just
there's
reading
detail from
comments,
episode
stuff you guys
6
we do.
when Heyman, the person in the front,
APXL.
during Kane's torture sequence, when Jax has his outer layer ripped away, he immediately grabs the purple exterior and pulls it against his chest. He was clutching the purple exterior to his chest like a girl would. And this connects to something else that's easy to miss. Jax is the only character who never, ever talks about his real life. Pomni mentions her supermarket job and how she used to explore abandoned buildings. Agatha talks about her mother. Kinger talks about working at CNA. Zubul talks about the jobs they used to have. Gango talks about wanting to draw manga. And when someone asks about his real life, Jax just starts talking about Breaking Bad, or just kills the conversation entirely. If every other person in the circus is comfortable enough to share bits and pieces of who they used to be, and Jax is the only one who won't do it under any circumstances, then whatever he's keeping to himself is something he considers worse than anything the others have dealt with. And the person who left the comment brought up a parallel with an anime called Hacksign. In the anime Hacksign, there's a character named Tsukasa, who's trapped inside a virtual game, goes by a male avatar the entire series, builds deep relationships with other players, and at the very end, you find out Tsukasa was actually a girl the whole time in the real world. That's literally Jax and Pomni's setup if you think about it. But the evidence that convinced me the most isn't from another anime. It's from TABC itself, and it's about Ragatha's mother. In episodes 5 and 8, we learn that Ragatha grew up with a mother who was emotionally abusive, who guilt-tripped her all the time, who berated her and made her feel like nothing she ever did was good enough. That's heavy on its own, but what really makes it already lived through from the other side. And if you pay attention across the series, anytime the conversation gets real about family stuff, Jax either goes completely quiet or lashes out to change the subject.
What's the rush? You got someone waiting for you outside? Don't you? Yeah.
Now think about what kind of family situation would make Jax react that way. We know Ragatha's trauma comes from a mother who couldn't accept her daughter for who she was, and spent years trying to mold her into something else through guilt. What if Jax went through the exact same thing, but for a different reason? What if Jax's family couldn't accept who Jax really was? It would explain why he reacts so strongly to the maid outfit, because what really bothers him is the idea of someone else deciding what he's supposed to look like, which is exactly what his family probably did to him his entire life. And it would explain why he pressed that red button in episode 7 to keep everyone in the circus. Because the circus is the one place where nobody tells Jax who to be. It would also explain the car accident theory, the flashing car images during Jax's near abstraction in episode 7, and the main theory is that Jax was in some kind of wreck before entering the circus. But if you combine the car flashback with the identity theory, you get a version of events where Jax was running from a bad family situation, hit someone with his car, and then tried to run away. He ends up hiding in a cornfield, which could explain where his fear of corn actually comes from. We also know that Jax's voice actor said he once got lost in a cornfield, and after all of that, Jax stumbles upon an abandoned building and puts on the headset, and gets pulled into the circus with a chance to have his past completely erased. When we finally get to see the inside of Jax's room in episode 7, it's nothing like what you'd expect from the guy who spends his time bullying everyone and acting like nothing matters. The room is covered in rainbow colors, and it looks like it belongs to a completely different person than the Jax we've been watching for 7 episodes. We notice the colors match Rivet's design, and assume Jax took her room after she abstracted as a way to hold on to his friend. But there's another way to look at it. The thing about the rooms in the circus is that Kane designed them thinking he was doing something nice for the cast. But he got it completely wrong, because he doesn't understand humor. The rooms don't reflect what the characters love, they reflect what haunts them. The rooms are Kane taking the worst parts of their lives and recreating them because he thought that's what they wanted. And Jax's room is exactly that. Either it's what Jax's life looked like before the circus, meaning the room he actually lived in as a girl before he got the chance to choose who he wanted to be, or it's everything Jax hates about his past all thrown into one place, because Kane is just a dumb AI. Jax is the only character in the entire show who keeps bringing up gender and masculinity. Nobody else does this. He says things like, "My ears and tail are the pinnacle of masculinity," and he uses phrases like "ladies first" and "worry not, my dear damsel," in situations where nobody asked him to perform being a guy. And if you've ever known someone who is overcompensating for something about their identity, this is exactly what it looks like. You don't need to announce how masculine you are every 5 minutes, unless on some level you're trying to convince yourself just as much as everyone else. There's also the breath holding thing from episode 3 that people still argue about. When the whole cast is testing what happens when they hold their breath, every character shows their reaction, except Jax, who completely refuses and looks directly at the camera instead. Gooseworks said on Tumblr that Jax just hides things to annoy people, but she also admitted she sometimes posts red herrings on purpose. And the thing that really convinces me is what happens during Kane's torture in episode 8. When Kane creates nightmares for each member of the cast, he's pulling from the deepest fears inside their heads. Ragatha gets her mother, Gangle gets the truck and her emotions. Each character gets hit with the thing that hurts them the most. So what does Jax get? He gets exposed. His outer layer gets ripped off in front of everyone. Jax is a girl in real life who always wanted to be a guy, but couldn't because her family wouldn't let her. She gets trapped in the circus, and for the first time in her life, she gets to pick who she wants to be. She picks a male avatar, she picks a male name, she picks a personality that nobody would ever look at. That person used to be a girl. And it works. But the one thing that keeps Jax up at night is that one day Pomni and Ragatha and Kinger and everyone else will find out that Jax was born a girl. And they'll look at him differently. That's what Kane pulled out of his head. And honestly, I really believe this theory. And what makes me even more confident is that Gooseworks literally said that episode 9 is where we will finally fully understand Jax as a character. She said the finale is where his development is complete. An hour is a lot of time to finally pull back the curtain on someone who's been writing for 8 episodes. So yeah. Take a look at this image. Glitch posted it right after episode 8 dropped. And if you've ever read a specific horror story from 1967, Then this single image basically spoils the fate of one of the characters. The cast is standing in the ruins of the circus with no Kane anywhere in sight, lit by a single spotlight from above. Completely alone for the first time in the entire series. Gooseworks has said it herself. The amazing digital circus is directly inspired by I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, a 1967 short story about 5 people trapped inside an all-powerful AI that keeps them alive just to torture them forever. Most people know that Kane is based on it.
Don't worry. Your makeup is just like me. But basically says that I was supposed to makeup.
Just killing time, having some fun right now.
Don't ever stop. And you have the unstoppable Pampers 360 diaper with up to 100% heat spray.
Yeah, I'm having fun right now, but we're gonna see what happens in a couple hours.
Now the beauty outside.
The digital surface has been setting up foreshadowing since the very beginning. One of us said this foreshadowing from previous episodes teased exactly what we were meant to see in the show. And now, 3 early spoilers, which started with what a final episode's specific theme was meant to be about. As it turns out, details about the theme of every past episode we've seen so far has actually been secretly teased in the pilot episode of the show. You see, back in episode 1, there ended up being a very important foreshadowing scene that many people didn't pay attention to. One where Kane perfectly predicted episode 9 as well as the rest of the episodes we've already seen. He listed off a weird group of words for Tommy during the scene that didn't seem
It was
to
good.
have their meaning at first, until people began to realize that this list of words has matched together perfectly with every episode of the show we've seen so far. Activity and wonder in episode
I'm
1,
relaxing right now.
danger ended up being in episode 2, horror in episode 3, pain in episode 4, suffering in episode 5, agony and death in episode 6, involving the fight between Tommy and Jax, and also involving how losing during the episode 6 adventure
Just having some fun.
caused each of the circus
I know.
members to be sent
The
to
sub was
the
good.
and fast forwarding to episode 9, said to be involving Angel Fruitcake in some way, you were left with the question of how. What was this foreshadowing actually tell us about the episode? It turns out the foreshadowing for this episode specifically stuck out as extra important, as after the Angel Fruitcake was presented in this earlier foreshadowing scene, we saw a bubble randomly eat it, taking away the entirely in terms of the connection to episode.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go, guys.